Yeah, look at that on me. I just woke up. You need that donkey horn noise, can't you? Meow. Oga. I'm noticing this myself. Something's up with people. Something's up with people. Like, really, something's up with people. With Angry Prepper. Now, if anybody wants to know why I took the video down where I'm showing my appreciation for Angry Prepper and Bear together, it's, I'm not where Bear's at. He's not where I'm at. And I don't like where Bear's headed. I like Bear. I've got a lot of respect for Bear, but it's disappearing rather quickly. Angry, on the other hand, Bear seems to be getting out there, and Angry's coming down to earth. Yeah.
We are watching the madness of people get worse. This is getting really bad.
Coffee. Coffee.
Alright guys, so of course I wake up to an article that was kind of disturbing, right? And so, again, being a firefighter, being an EMT for 20 something years, 26 going on 27? 26 years, excuse me. I've seen enough shit in my time. And I've known other EMTs that have seen some heinous things. I mean, like really bad things. But this form, or these two forms of suicide were insane. So, again, being someone who dealt with it, when I read these, I'm like, there is something off, man. I'm like, really bad. Because the first story is, I think, is going to amaze a lot of you guys. Because I was a little like, whoa, wait, what? A guy working at a fast food chain decided that he was going to dive into the fryer head first. Dive into it head first. Normally, guys, when you get burned or anything, your body snaps back like, well, it's hot. This guy dived head first into boiling grease. Not to mention, guys, when you do
right.
that,
Hang on.
you, especially at
Right. Just firstly, on that, I guess why it's caught my attention. As we all know, or most people know, I did that about 3 months ago with cooking oil. Right? Both legs. That was from my knees to me, all the way down the tops of my feet. Blisters and bubbles, and it's only just stopped blistering when I go out in the sun, but by jeez am I receptive to the sun. Like I doesn't take long and I feel that burning. You can literally feel it cooking. Yes. Deep fried leg doesn't taste or smell, or doesn't smell that great. I shouldn't say taste. It's not like I lick my leg. Anyway, he's right. Like, man, did I do a hop and dance? The very instant. Anyway.
At a job like that, you're involving other people who are grabbing you, trying to get out. I'm pretty sure a bunch of the employees got burned trying to get him out of there if they even tried. And if he was splashing around for whatever reason, because of the pain, now you got hot oil flying all over the place. Now you're involving other people. But when I read that, guys, that was a red flag. I'm like, something else is up. The fact that this guy decides to go into work, get dressed, put on his, uniform, clock in, start chit-chatting and go, grease, and then dives in like fucking Greg Louganis. Like, what the hell, man? So, I I had no words. And I didn't read the rest of the article because I wasn't interested after that point, because it was the red flag of how this man killed himself. Now, there have been other situations similar to that where I've seen like the aftermath of it, of a guy that threw himself on a bandsaw. I guess he wanted to off himself and he threw himself on side of a bandsaw. I don't know how he made it all the way through, because the pain after I'd have been like, nope. But he made it all the way through. I saw the aftermath on the picture of that. I was like, holy shit. Obviously, I can't show it to you on here. Then there was also another picture of, I guess the circular saw on a table, the one that comes out. I don't know what you guys call that. Another guy threw himself on top of that one. I was like, okay. But again, this was all before the Mr. 19 event, before the arm ticket, all of that. These two incidents that I just spoke of, they were probably in the early 2000s, if not late 90s. But this, we're seeing more people off themselves in more a heinous and violent manner. There has to be something there. Has to be. Now, the next story is going to be a sadder story, but apparently
I'm noticing this. You cannot get cooler heads to prevail. You can't have a common sense conversation with anybody when they are themselves directly invested in the situation, even when they're not. The violence that people are just okay with, just off the bat, they're okay, not just condoning but advocating for. It's not right. It's absolutely not right. Oh, yeah. No. Give me a sec. Alright. There we go. Gonna do that one. Bear with me, just I want to show you something. What's the jigger? Where are we at? We've got the whole screen. Pretty much right. Wrong one. Yeah. I'm thinking. We'll see. I'm trying to find the right one. Yeah. There's no sound to it, but this is. Right. See this? Right. This is Officer Flynn. Follows me home, tries to claim that it's random when he followed me from somebody's house home, hangs back for 2 blocks, tries to claim I tried to evade him. He's a boy. I raced Speedway for like 10 years with my father, super sedans, high-end, fast cars, okay? I'm not trying to big note myself, but I'm telling you now, there's no way in a million years he's going to catch me in this, in that. He hasn't got the experience. He just doesn't. I didn't fight him. I have quite a lot of martial arts training under my belt. It could have ended very differently. Yes, he's a big boy. I don't like to fight because I know I'm not big, which means I have to be very, very, very sadistically nasty, and I'm not a sadistically nasty person. I don't like violence. This is over me questioning him, and he kept lying to me and then threatened me with violence in the sense of I have the authority to use whatever force I deem necessary to make you submit to a test. Now, I didn't want to submit to a test because he lied to me. I wanted to face him in court. He needed to give me a valid arrest. We had to follow protocol. I don't like using the word order because, you don't order people around. These people order people around. What are you doing ordering people around? You don't order people around. Who do you think you are? Now, this is over me just trying to have back and forth. I was just trying to have back and forth discourse with the guy. I asked him why he followed me home. Oh, we know what goes on in that house. My car was parked across the road from the house that he's talking about. I was looking at brick pavers. And what business is it of theirs, of who goes to whose house anyway? Honestly, what are you going to do? Start going through their mail next? You need to look at this from, and you do need, I'm telling you, you need to start looking at these things through a different lens. What's this attitude of everybody's guilty of something based on a hunch because they're at that house, or they're guilty of something because we're just guilty? Because it's got to that point. When you're harassing people out in the public with the little metal detectors, come on. That's looking for crime that isn't there. That's fabricating crime out of nothing. My everyday carry. Yes, I have a pocket knife. It has a rope around it. You can make a tourniquet, whatever with that. Yes, I have a pocket knife. Yes, I have a flint and a rod and flint. You know? Just have gauze and band-aids in my wallet. Does that make me a terrorist or something? You hear what I'm saying? But that, having that on me, will land me in the police station, arrested and charged, and then I have to try and explain in court why I carry a pocket knife. I've been carrying a pocket knife since I was 9 years old. I had one at 7, cut myself there. Mum took it off me. I got it back when I was 9. 7 was probably a bit young to have. I learned a lesson when I cut myself. Apparently. Hopefully I never learned a lesson on not to burn myself though, but another story. But the point is, and I asked him, did I commit any traffic offences? No. Did you notice anything wrong with my driving? No. Did at any time did I appear to be not in proper control of the motor vehicle? No. Why are you even here, mate? What is reasonable grounds to suspect that I'm under the influence of anything to want to give me your random test? And that's when he spat out, I have the authority to use whatever force I deem necessary to make you submit to a test. Okay, hero. It still doesn't answer the question, does it? Asshole. So, anyway, just watch. It's ridiculous. Look at it. He's already got the gloves on, look. He took the gloves back off. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's all over the place. There he goes, he's got the test out again. See, look. He's trying to force me to put it in my mouth. Now, I'll tell you now. Well, what's his first? There's my son who has his level 2 autism. Right? This is all happening in front of my son who has autism. He doesn't know what's going on. I'm trying to say to him, like, dude. Right? Yeah, I'm trying to say to him, like, dude, like, your son's there, let him in the house. He has autism. What are you doing? Like, seriously, what are you doing? At this point, it's like you're just being an asshole now. What are you doing? Before I go on, yes, I had something in my pocket. Didn't come from where he thinks it came from. I've already told him that. He didn't ask me if I had anything in my pocket. He didn't ask me any of the right questions. He'd done everything all up the shit. It was a different police officer later on that asked me if I had anything on my person. I said, yeah, top shirt, right pocket. Should I have had it? No. Did I buy it? No. It was given to me. It was given to me to do a tip run. Well, about five loads of rubbish to the tip. For an old lady. For a dude's mum who's cook. Which I had to pay for it. Why? They ended up with it. Would I have had it? I don't even know. Chances are it probably would have went through the wash because I forgot it was in my shirt pocket until I was asked about it. Anyway, like I said, it was a different cop. This bloke's just been an arsehole. Look at him, he doesn't know what to do. I'm at this point, I'm starting to get frustrated with him because he's just standing there at my front door being an ogre. No mate, you're not going inside until you submit to this test. I'm like, no. I'm inclined to decline to acquiesce to your request. We're going to have to duke this out in court because at this point it's like, something's not right here. This just isn't right. This is not how you treat the public. It's got nothing, like I said, nothing to do with what's in my shirt pocket. At this point, I'm not even thinking about what's in my shirt pocket. I'm thinking, what's wrong with this guy? He's cuckoo. He tried to claim later on I just wanted to run inside because of what's in my pocket. Right, hang on. This is what's ridiculous. He's trying to save his ass, trying to claim I just want to run off inside because of what's in my pocket. What I had in my pocket was $50 worth of, yeah, I know, right? It was ice. This is going back way last year. Did I go looking for it? No. It was given to me at Woolworths car park by someone, I'm not going to say who. I'm not here to snitch on people. I wouldn't accept money to do tip runs. I'm not doing it. No, you're right, mate. I'll just pay for the petrol and pay for the actual tip run. I don't want anything. You know? I'm helping your sick mum out. Well, I'm not going to profit off that. Let's take this. Right? He's trying to claim that I'm 52 years old. I've been in trouble plenty of times and I know that I'll take that on the chin. It's a nothing burger. I wanted to go to court, but he was doing everything wrong, which just makes me double down more. Right, well, we have a right to face our accuser. We have a right to not to refuse a test, which is just instant. Okay, arrest, charge, bail, see you in court. But he just had to go here. This is my point. I didn't take it here. He had to go here. He couldn't arrest me peacefully. He had to go off his head. He wanted to get physical. Let's get physical. See what's going on with this clan. At this point, Daniel's starting to shake. My hands are in my pocket. I'm trying to not. This dude's like 6 foot something. I'm 5'3". I'm trying to not escalate the problem. I'm keeping my hands to myself. Keeping my distance from him as much as I can. He's not letting me in my front door. He's not letting Daniel inside. My daughter's inside watching, my teenage daughter's inside watching this from through the window, crying. Clearly he's the antagonist. Clearly. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Because he followed me from the next suburb over. I'm pointing at the next suburb. I see you where you was parked. I didn't see him behind me till I was in my own street. But he followed me. I'm trying to stay out under the cameras. It seems like he was trying to avoid my cameras. He's standing on my doorstep. Oh, what the hell? Now what's he up to? He's thinking, oh, he's got his gloves back on. I don't know how many times he changed his gloves. He's got an attitude. Look at him walking around with logs under his arms. He's on the phone. What are you ringing your mum, mate? Now this is what's ridiculous about it. Alright. You wanna know what's ridiculous about it? It's right there. He's about to get all physical with me. You know what's ridiculous about it? He let me hand my bags to Daniel. He let me hand my keys to Daniel. He let Daniel go inside. He doesn't want me to go inside. He just wants to stick that thing in my mouth so he can stand over me. So really, is he concerned about me running inside with something? If I had something, it just walked inside of its own free will because it's an autistic boy. See how ridiculous this all is? I'm not even thinking about what's in my pocket. Why? Because I forgot it was in my pocket. Why? Who cares? there's a point I'm trying to make here, and I hope you can get it. Those who don't get the point I'm trying to make, there's actually something wrong with you. Here we go. Here we go. See, look, how am I being intimidating or escalating? Look at the size of him. I'm not even getting the fingers out and point. I'm being as least intimidating as possible. What are you doing, mate? What is wrong with you? Bang! I could have hit my head on that concrete there. That's concrete. What? Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait, he turns me around. I'm holding his leg. Here we go. Here. So I won't give him my hands because he's not giving me a lawful arrest request. Right, now I'm saying to him at this point, I've had knee surgeries, mate. You can't be throwing me around like this. I'm old. I've had surgery on both my knees. So if I'm going to get unruly, I'm going to get unruly in a very, very nasty way. I'm going to start thumbs through the eyes and pressure points and chisel fisting in the throat. All right. At this point, he doesn't realise how vulnerable he is. He's as vulnerable as buggery. I don't know why. At this point, whack! Right up under here. Mate, and he's down for the count. Probably never had kids. Should have broke his... Bang! See that? Leave me in the stomach. Now, to the best of my knowledge, where's his witnessing officer? How does a officer on their own, based on a hunch, feel that they have the right to engage with anybody that has not committed an offence that they can see, that they have any reasonable grounds to suspect anything of? That's why I wanted to go to court. I got out of the court. He lied to me twice, then threatened me with violence, tried to make me acquiesce under duress. He's committed so many crimes on my front lawn and I've not committed one. That's pretty well over at that point. Both my kids are hysterical at the front door, too scared to come outside of their own home, onto their own front lawn. Needless to say, I got dragged away for hours. They didn't even know if I was coming home or not. It's only me and the kids. Licence automatically disqualified for 2 years. Firearms licence suspended. Car clamped up for 28 days. 3 months later they come and unclamped it. I've been to court once. I'll go back to court in a couple of weeks for mention. I'm down at the police station and there's 7 or 8 of them all standing around me, looking at me like a bunch of young cubs waiting for waiting for waiting for the sergeant, the daddy lion, to take his bit, so that they can hook in and feast on the carcass. Oh, right, not even kidding you. The unprofessionalism, and the sergeant, all black in the eye, all black, like the type of people that don't blink. Textbook case of psychopathy. There's my mouse. Let's go back to Angry Prepper. There's a point to all this. There is a point to all this. Well, look at him. He's a boy. A big boy, but he's a boy. He's got the mentality of a boy. I don't care who you are, you treat your elders with respect. And when asked a legitimate question, you give a legitimate answer. You don't be a hero about it. What a goose. Oh.
Sisters.
You still going? I had issues, but I'm not very technically savvy. Okay, where are
In India.
We'll go back
Jumped off their balcony. There has to be something there. Has to be. Now, the next story is going to be a sadder story, but apparently 3 sisters in India jumped off their balcony after writing an 8-page letter to their father, who banned them from playing a love game from Korea. And because the father banned them, all 3 girls right off a balcony. Something is wrong. This isn't like, like when I talked about people taking the arm ticket and getting sick immediately. This is something else. I don't know what it is. I would like to blame the arm ticket, but I don't think at this point that is causing this. Now, the girls are 16, 14, and 12. They were playing an addictive game. I don't know how addictive that game is, but for them to toss themselves off their terrace is insane. Balcony, terrace, whatever you want to call it. That's insane.
Sounds like
and there are more people, guys, that are offing themselves. The suicide rate is up. It's astronomically, I don't want to say astronomically high, but it's gotten higher, excuse me. But the way people are doing it and the violent manner that they're doing it is worrisome, at least to me. Now I'm looking at it a little differently. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Jumping into boiling hot oil, and then 3 of your sisters and the 2 others, you guys together jump off, and they didn't together jump off, they did it one at a time. That was the more worst part about it. It wasn't like they held hands and said, Thelma Louise's shit. No, they said one went off and then the next and then the next. And I would have thought maybe after the last sister standing there looking down, going, yeah, I'm not doing this. But they all 3 jumped. And it almost read, guys, I hate to bring this movie up, and I hate to say but both scenarios, or both cases, excuse me, with the oil and the red like Smile, the movie. Something like that, where people were offering themselves after being infected with some shit. And so now I'm looking at that, I'm like, could that be a thing? Or did something control them to do it? Or was the game that addictive, at least for the girls, for them to do this? The guy's case, I don't know why he did that, but to do it at work in front of other people, bizarre. Now, the guy wound up dying later at the hospital, but not obviously those severe burns. I mean, he was bobbing for fries or some shit. I don't know, man. I really don't know what he was doing. But this is bad. These kind of cases are growing.
I'm flinching just at the thought of that. Because just burning my legs was enough. That's crazy. That is crazy.
The violent ways people are offering themselves are getting worse. Like, astronomically worse. I'm just thinking about it like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Listen, The bandsaw thing, again, that was in the 90s, and you saw those few far.
Now just think, this guy's an emergency worker and a firefighter from New York for over 26 years. He's seen some shit. He has seen some stuff. For him to be shocked is shocking.
Between. But now we're seeing these things closer together. A lot more people are offering themselves in a violent manner. Again, I don't know what the fuck is going through these kids' heads. You know, I still try to wonder why my son did what he did. Like, what was that bad that you had to do that, right? And so with my son, I'm never going to figure out why he did it. Never.
Oh no.
The father in India who lost his 3 daughters, he lost 3 of them, not 1, 3. They wrote an 8-page letter. And still, that's not going to bring him any solace. I don't think it's going to bring him any solace. Because he is now, for the rest of his life, going to sit there and go, why the hell did I prevent him from playing this game? That's the one thing that's going to be going through his head for the rest of his life. 3 of his kids, not 1. 3. This man he's going to go through the worst pain of his life and for the rest of his life. Like we all do, right, when we experience shit like this. Something is up with these kids and there has to be, I don't want to say an investigation, but something needs to be done because something is not making sense. There are people that are doing this shit suddenly. And though that's how suicide works, something isn't right here. Something is very off. Other than that, guys, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.
I've seen those tears starting to come. Feel bad for him. Feel terrible for him. I didn't know that. Wow. I'm no stranger to that either. I've kind of been left alone in this world. I have a son in the mainland who's named after Warren. He didn't commit suicide. He died in a work accident. Best friend ever. Never replaced him. But just about all my other friends I've ever had have committed suicide. Gassed himself, shot himself, hung himself, all that. My grandfather shot himself with a 303. Anyway, is what it is. You go on, don't you? You know, you move on. Which brings me more to the point. I've witnessed so much of that. I've consoled so many people, their family members, through all that. I've been shooting since I was 9 years old, and I still have empathy and compassion. I don't like violence. I'm not quick to anger. There's something up. There's definitely something up. That police officer and his mates drive past you, if I'm out the front, they all smile at me like laughing. They laugh. That Officer Flynn, people have been behind him and stuff, watching him on his phone, sharing violent stuff on Snapchat and stuff on his phone and showing his mates how funny check his son out. How many people are aware of the female police officer from New South Wales who quit a job and put a post on social media saying, if I ever die, do not leave my body alone with these people, talking about the police, because they do weird things to them. They get hold of photos of rape victims even and share them around on their little secret Snapchat thing. Pictures of their private parts. What the hell? Everyone's so quick to anger. With that footage that I just showed you, I get mixed opinions, but it's only 2 differing opinions. I'm not saying mixed. Oh, well, you know, if you don't do the wrong thing, if you don't break the law. How do you know I broke the law? What says I broke the law? I actually didn't break a law. I haven't broken a law. This is my whole point. I never broke a law. The only the only bad choices I made is I accepted something into my pocket. At that, I've never even touched the damn bag. How's that grab you? And they've touched it. They didn't even weigh it. They don't even know how much is in the bag. They gave me a receipt for it, which I didn't sign. So they were going to estimate the value to it. What the hell? You see how backwards it all is? How, like, nobody's doing a job right. Everyone's just... To me, that had nothing to do with law. And it didn't have anything to do with law. Had everything to do with doing harm. Absolutely. None of the proper protocols were followed. There was no discretionary privilege and a caution, which should have been the order of the day. Why am I missing teeth? Actually, it has nothing to do with drugs. Nothing at all. But, people will stereotype me that way. I don't care. That's them. That says more about them than me. Why am I missing teeth? I'm a panel beater, spray painter and fiberglasser. Have been all my life, other than the 10 years I put into farming. Second generation. My father's the same trade. I've never worn a mask. I'll leave it alone. Put it that way. I don't want it messed with. Leave it alone. Leave well alone. It ain't broken, don't fix it. But the first off, the top teeth, I only needed one tooth out. This was years ago. I went to a South African dentist. And he thought I wanted them out because I was working away, fly in, fly out. Well, not fly in, fly out, drive in, drive out at a remote mine. Painting. And the way he was talking, because he only spoke broken English, I thought he meant that they all had to come out. And he thought I was adamant that I wanted them out because I couldn't keep coming backwards and forwards every week to have them taken out because I'm working away. I can't just keep taking a couple of days a week off. Because he said, oh, this is no good. I'll take a tooth today and you'll go away, you'll come back, and I'll take another tooth and you'll go away, and then you'll come back, and then I'll take another tooth. Well, I can't do that. That's 2 days every time. The day it comes out, and then, in case there's a recovery time or whatever, like, bloke's got to eat. Yeah, all that. I said, oh, look, if that's the case, just take them out. Well, you'll have to sign waiver. So I signed the waiver, and out they came. That's how I lost all my top teeth. After a few more visits, and I got to learn his broken English, we both like, oh, what? He's like, I thought you wanted them all out. I said, oh, I thought they had to come out. That's the way he was talking. He felt bad. He took all my teeth out for no reason. The bottom ones, yeah, I've got something going on, and it's not drugs. What is it? I don't want to know. God's will be done. Yeah, on that. Alright, God's will be done. If it is that, there's no fixing it. It's never been fixed. You can't. If they were ever going to cure it, they'd release the cure, wouldn't they? The kids have one parent they can depend on. They're older. They're getting older. But they're too young for me to have to depend on them. Now, getting back to the point. What's wrong with people? People are offing themselves. People are so quick to justify violence. Justify what happened out here. You can't justify that. I'm sorry. There's no justifying that. There's no justifying walking around harassing people with your little magic fairy wands. From kids to adults. When you're only kids yourselves walking around hiding your honour in your pocket, in a black wallet. You hide your honour in your pocket. What you're supposed to swear an oath to is supposed to be for all to display, and you're supposed to stand under it on your hat. You're supposed to stand under that oath. And that's what it all means. Like, there's a meaning behind it all. There's a reason why it is the way it is. The hat means something. It means a lot more. They say they got rid of the hat because, what happens when it falls off, when you're chasing someone or in a scuffle? So what, it falls off. You enter into that with honour. Once you've sorted the situation out, the hat goes back on, and then you read them their Miranda rights. Because it's supposed to be done with honour. And the people are supposed to see that honour. Yeah, I wasn't born yesterday. But what's going on with people? I had a bus driver who was like, I'm fucking sick of this fucking effing this and effing that. And you're normally the most placid guy ever. And he was talking about running someone over the other day. What the fuck? You shouldn't let me driving a bus, mate. A Metro bus driver. Another Metro bus driver who's since left the job, on what circumstances I don't know, standing out the front yesterday talking to me. Then he went to walk off, and then he stops up the road, a couple of houses up, and goes, "Is your daughter still living with you?" Oh, what the fuck? What sort of a question is that? From an old bloke asking about my teenage daughter. What business is it of yours, mate? I said, yeah, she is. Oh, how's she doing? Is she still going to school? What school is she going to? What? Is she studying to be a teacher, mate? She's in college. Oh, yeah. See ya. So now, I have to tell people to watch this bloke. Why? Because what sort of a question is that? They don't know each other. Not really. He's just a bus driver. Dale. For anyone that's local that's watching, it was Dale who rented the house to Mario, who had a thing for kids, apparently, allegedly. Yeah, he had a thing for kids. He was always trying to buy my kids lollies at the shop. Next missus was stupid enough to take them, and I'm like, there's something not right with that. He tried to walk off with a pram downtown one day. Oh, Mario. Dale bought Mario's house and let Mario stay there, live in it. But my point is, people have just gone weird. There's so many weird circumstances that surround things. People are quick to anger, what? This is what perplexes me. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with people. Because it's not one here or there. It's like a whole demographic of people. There's like two groups of people. I know it says something in the good book about it. How people's hearts will harden. How mothers and fathers and children will fight amongst themselves and part company and all that sort of stuff. Is this what we're witnessing? I don't know, you tell me. People justifying. Like people, if you notice, people have forgotten, even when they're telling a joke, they don't smile, they don't really laugh, there's no facial expression. Okay, it's not a joke. If you're making fun of someone in a joke and there's no facial expression, you're making fun of people. And somewhere in there, you're getting a kick out of it. You're feeding off of people. You're feeding off of putting them down. Somehow that's satisfying something within you. Fairly sick way to be, isn't it? No, something's not right. Something's really not right. I have somebody who keeps telling me that they like my energy. What? Okay, like I've always thought that was a strange thing to say. I like your... It's one thing to say, I like the energy that you bring to work. I like the energy that you bring to the team. But just, I like your energy. What is that? Okay, well you can't have it, it's mine. Sorry. I'm not going to say who or where. I'm just going to watch it from a bit of a distance. The next time it's said, I guess I'm going to ask them, what is it about my energy you like? I'm just wondering, what's in that cloud up there? Who knows? It's a weird looking cloud. What's in people? What's going on in people? They're weird people. That officer that was here that day, you should have seen his face. What set him off? You want to know what actually set him like when he went from zero to hero? When I said, mate, there are laws that forbade you from this type of behaviour. And he said, where? And I said, it's called the Constitution. He went full fucking demonic face. And then bam! It was like fucking, like somebody said, a kumite! And we entered into a kumite. Full contact. Full power and snap with ki. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Laying the knee in when I was already subdued, but I was only like, the whole time I'm laying there going, what is wrong with you, mate? There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Seriously, what is wrong with you? It was a legitimate question. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with people? Why are people going like this? Okay, I'm going to drop the name. Why not? He's already sticking his finger up at me through his shop window. Why does Matthew Foster think it's alright to talk about getting violent with kids? Because they super glued the locks up in his door, in his shop. Oh, boo fucking who? Someone tried to kill me with a hammer. I forgive the guy. I don't forgive what he did. And David Miller, stop trying to stand me down, because you don't threaten me, you don't frighten me, you never did. Sort yourself out, mate. Serious. That's all I can say. Sort yourself out. You know that I didn't knock your shit off. You knew then, and you know now. You know that there was. I know that there's more to it. Okay, I'm not stupid. If you're going to stand in the window and stare everyone down that walks past your shop, the kids are gonna, alright, and stick your head out the door and having a go at middle-aged teenagers, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds. Yeah, they're little shits. Don't tell me you wasn't. Here's another thing. Why has everyone turned into hypocrites? Oh, kids this, kids that. Right, and you wasn't a bad kid? I was a cunt of a kid. But I know people that were far worse than me. I would never did that. You're talking to me now. This is me you're talking to. I know that you did these things. I know that you did worse. And you want to stand there and tell me that you was little Mr. Innocent or little Miss fucking Perfect? Come on. You want to make excuses for the things you did? There's no excuses. There's things I did. There's no excuse for it. There is no excusing it. There's no good reason to do bad things. Right. There is no good reason to do bad things. Not in retaliation, not for gain. There's no excuse to steal things. There's no excuse to bash people. There's no excuse to get around intimidating people. That actually doesn't impress me. Doesn't impress me at all. The one-upper people who have to be the biggest, the best, the baddest, the fastest, everything, you know, the tallest story in the room. It does not impress me. I'm not impressed by that. Once that starts, I'll leave. Oh, here we go. At this point, it's just a fucking pissing competition. Logic left the room. And Hero walked in. But it's... yeah. Perhaps. Maybe I've thought this through a bit. Perhaps it's because nobody has lived. We've just spent 5 years locked down. Nobody's lived. Nobody's done anything. I've done so much. I'm not trying to one-up anybody, but I've gone out of my way to have life experience. I've lived in 3 different states. I've raced super dams at the Speedway. I've done martial arts. I've done figure skating. I've done ballroom dancing. I've fucked around with some Olympic roller hockey members way back in the day when I was still a kid. They were adults, you know. Like, I've done things. I've done drugs. I've owned a business. I've been a manager at Woolworths. I've had teams that I've, you know, crews that I've been supervisor for. I've been a loser. I've been homeless. I've been wealthy. And I've done it all myself. And it's not, excuse me, that's not trying to one up anybody. This is more to the point of, why haven't you? Why do you want to one up me when you've done nothing? I'm not impressed by it. And at the moment, I'm as humble as can be. and I have stuff all, really, compared to what I've had, and I've never felt so complete. I've never felt so blessed and so rich as what I am now, because I have something in my home that everyone seems to take for granted, is love. Maybe that's it. Maybe there's something they've never had. That one thing. Everyone feels like the unwanted bastard red-headed stepchild. Everyone feels like the picked on fat kid. Hello? Only kid from a broken home that went to a Catholic primary school to a Ruppers Guts high school, and my entire life I've been on the outside looking in. I don't feel hard done by. I don't feel like I have to one-up anybody. Maybe everyone's just spoiled. Maybe nobody has actually really had to do it hard. They just think they have it hard. People who inherited businesses and call themselves a businessman. Get over yourself. I've never had a loan in my life, and I started a business with $4,000. Lasted 10 years till a bloke took to me with a hammer, and I was making anywhere up to $100,000 a year. On my own, panel beating, spray painting, except for a little while. Right, Bradley Eves, the dude drips talent. Young fella, talent just pours out of him. He got crook and he had to leave me, but he done alright. He's doing well now. Because I had faith in him and I just let him go. Because I seen the talent. Just let him go. He showed me what he was made of in the finish. True grit. Real grit. Alright. When everything comes too easy, you just take it for granted, don't you? When you hand authority over to kids, you don't create stoic people. You create idiots. You create heroes. 0 to hero at the drop of your rights. Yeah. Look at the police recruitment videos that they're showing at the moment. They're glorifying a gang. It's a gang. To watch that, it's like, that would be, if I wanted to start a militia or a white supremacy group and we was allowed to do that and you could advertise for it, that'd be the ad that I'd make. Those ads that we got at the moment, recruiting Tasmanian police recruiting, and the ads that they got running, they would be the ads that I would make if I was going to start a neo-Nazi fucking... Oi. That would be the ad that I would run if I was wanting to recruit military. Not a public service. Again, the world's gone mad. And people are too quick to justify anger. They're too quick to anger. They're too willing to go to violence. And finally, I guess it's on us. Because look at the world these kids are growing up in. We have shielded them from responsibility. We have shielded them from hardship. We've shielded them far too much from having to take responsibility. We're always picking up the pieces for them, hiding their mistakes. It's all right, I'll fix this. No. You shouldn't be doing that. kids are given unlimited chances through the courts. No, you shouldn't be doing that. If you do not learn consequences as a child, the consequences when you're an adult are far greater. And they follow you around for your entire life. I mean, this was basic common sense, common knowledge. This was, well, serious. We're doing everything wrong. And the kids are paying for it. The problem is there's kids like mine out here who I've raised with the right values. No, it's not. I'll say it every time. It's a statement, not an idol. I've raised them on the path in that which they should go. How are they going to navigate the world when everybody wants to drag them off the path or push them off it?